On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, the surf bite slowed down, but the blackfish bite is getting better, and I have all the details. I also had a chance to try out the new Savage sand eel lures, and I will be showing you how I made out. And as always, our correspondents check in from around the island, all here at the Fisherman.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
The chill is in the air, and that has only turned the fish on more. Let's check in with News 12 meteorologist Rich von Ohlen and see how the weekend outlook will affect the fishing. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Let's check that weekend forecast, see what we got going on. You can always check your favorite apps, favorite websites, favorite weather tools, of course, for the local weather as we get closer to the weekend. This is a general overview, general heads up. So water temps have come down a little bit, and you got some 50s now all across the island. Let's check those wave heights. You know, this looks like a great weekend if you want to do some ocean fishing, both Saturday and Sunday. You know, a general 2 to 4, maybe a 1 to 2, just a very light breeze. If this holds together, this forecast holds, hopefully it does. It's going to be a great weekend to head out of Fire Island Inlet, Mauritius, out to Montauk Point, Debs Inlet, you know, looking terrific all across the island, west to east. So, yeah, it looks good. A lot of blue on there. That's terrific. Futurecast looks good. Light north breeze. You know, a little gusty very early Saturday morning. Settling down the afternoon, light and variable. A little south breeze comes around Sunday, early afternoon, maybe about 5 to 15, and maybe a little gustier, a little chop develops, but the ocean still should be okay. There'll be more clouds and maybe a sprinkle or two, but overall, good-looking weekend. High tides, and I got the full moon now for the North Shore late morning, South Shore early morning on Saturday. And there's the high temps. Chilly, 40s on Saturday, and maybe some 50s. The warmer day should be Sunday. Let's check that guru quickly, and there's your Saturday. Confirming, you know, again, little breeze early right there, but then really nice. It'd be like glass for most of the afternoon Saturday. And there's your Sunday. A little more of a breeze, west-southwest, maybe 10 to 15, becoming south late in the day. But still, those seas should be rather low, and things are looking pretty good. So, hey, we got a good November weekend here. Get out, enjoy, catch them up. Have a great one. Be safe. Matt, back to you.
This weekend, I was out on the water with a couple of friends, and while the blackfishing didn't pan out, we encountered giant schools of bass and bluefish feeding on bunker and small rainbait on the North Fork of the island. While the bass outnumbered the blues were monster size, and my friend Andrea had one of the largest I've seen all season. Between the schoolies were some slot-sized bass too. Most of the fishing was done with diamond jigs and Savage Gear sand eels jigged along the bottom. Sharp jigs seemed to get most of the attention of the fish. The paddle tail threw off quite the amount of action, which resulted in some aggressive hits. Now let's check in with Captain Timothy O'Rourke from Montauk. Tim.
Thank you, Matt. Well, greetings everybody from Montauk. Pretty typical report. Weather's been half and half, but when the weather's good, everybody's getting out and doing really good on the blackfish and sea bass. Talked to Kenny Hadachek on the My Joyce. He was blackfishing today, had a bunch of nice fish, big tote full of quality sea bass, a few triggerfish mixed in. Also talked to Dan on the Double D, same thing, some really nice big togs today, some big blackfish, and he had a few keeper cod as well. Party boats, I mean, the Viking's been getting out, the Miss Montauk's been getting out, everybody's been doing really well getting quality fish. So there's still plenty of opportunity to get out here and do some fishing before the end of the year. Take advantage of it. When the weather's good, it's really worth getting out there. In regards to light tackle fly fishing, plenty of striped bass around. Anywhere from, you know, 24 inches all the way up to like 32, 34-inch fish. Seeing plenty of fish from the point all the way into the bay. Leaving the harbor in the morning, there's just birds everywhere, so it's a lot of fun, really good time. Other than that, weather's looking pretty good for the weekend, so try to make some plans to get out fishing. Holidays are coming up, so get your list ready, think about all those good fishing presents you want to get. All right, Matt, I'll give it back to you, and thanks again.
If you're a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine and you're looking for a more convenient way to view the digital edition, we now offer each issue in a PDF file format. You can view it right in your browser or download and view when you're off the grid. This option makes reading the magazine easier than ever. From Sag Harbor, we have Will and Andy. Guys.
Thanks, Matt. Will couldn't be here today, so I'm doing this report solo this week. So basically, as the weather's gotten colder, seas have gotten a little more rough. You know, if you can get out there while you can, the bite's been pretty good still. We have some pretty good sea bass action still off Montauk, and some good black fishing, especially Northport, Point, Plum Gut area, and also some good cod fishing out in the ocean, a little bit offshore. And unfortunately, the deep sea bites kind of tapered off a little as the fish have moved further south. But, if you can manage to get out there, brave those seas, the bite's still worth it, especially, as I said, for those blackfish. So, tie lines this week. Back to you, Matt.
It seemed to be a slower week in the surf. The good news is the fish are still to the east, so the possibility is real they could come tight to the shore. This is especially true for the North Fork and Montauk, where bass and large bluefish were reported right off the shore on boats. Back to the mid-south shore, I heard some fish were being picked on the Smiths Point and Finn stretch, along with some smaller bass and the occasional keeper being caught by the breezy jetty on swim sheds and bucktails. Another good bit of news is the blackfish are still tied to the shore and can be caught at South Shore jetties and along the north shore of the island around rocks. From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean. Mike?
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Well, getting down the home stretch, but we're not there just yet. Some pretty good fishing still going on here. I was lucky enough to get a few off the beach yesterday and today at sunset. Yesterday, there was no wind, so I was able to use a tsunami sand deal. Got 3 fish. One was just under slot size. The other 2 were pretty small. And today just managed 1 pretty stiff south wind and a little rough, which is good just to kind of mix things up. Thought I would have gotten more. Definitely not the fish every cast, every other cast like in past years, but it doesn't seem like there's any sand eels around. There is still a ton of bunker around here. Also reports of herring. Are seeing some gannets diving way out of casting range when I have been down to the beach. And still some good fish around. My buddy Bobby got a real nice one on a yellow super strike darter back in the bay the other night. So we'll see what happens with the wind we had today and the couple of windy days coming up. Not sure if everybody that still has their boat in the water is going to be able to get out, but there's blitzes to the west, some really good blitzes and awesome fishing, and there's a million fish out in Montauk, probably even more. Was on a charter with Savio Mizzi on Saturday with my son. Even though it was very, very windy out there, we were able to get to spots, wind with the tide on outgoing, and use no bait the entire trip. And it was just awesome on 1.5 ounce bucktails, just getting, fish after fish after fish. When the tide came to incoming, we switched over to the north side from Gin Beach, and fish got a little bit bigger. My son got a blackfish that wasn't snagged on a bucktail with no crab on it. So awesome day of fishing, very appreciative. That was a trip that he donated for the Manhattan Cup. So very cool of you to do, Savio. Appreciate it. Blackfish are going pretty good. Hampton Lady's been into them. A number of private boats have gotten into them. Some big knucklehead sea bass as well. So, when you get the weather window, take the opportunity to get out there. In terms of bass off the beach, I'm going to keep trying. I am focusing a little bit more at night in the back bays. Seems to be where, some of the bigger fish are, or at least I've heard of. I haven't caught them. I hope to, right after I finish filming this. And, don't regret in February not going fishing in November. All right, I'll talk to you next week. Back to you, Matt.
For those tog enthusiasts, I heard the bite is only getting better when it comes to keeper to short ratio. Al Steiger of Steiger Craft caught an 11-plus pounder over the weekend on the other side of the pond by Point Judith. Nice job, Al. The cold temperatures seem to be moving the fish around. The usual haunts around Fishers, Plum, and North Fork of the island are producing fish into the double digits, while the western South Shore is seeing a good pick of blackfish as well. Green and Asian crabs are both doing the damage in depths from 30 to 60 feet of water. Remember to keep white crabs on the menu too, just in case the fish get a bit picky. The South Shore reefs and wrecks are producing a pick as well, but the fish aren't nearly as big as they are on the North Shore. Keep in mind the bay bridges are holding a few tog too. From the Fire Island and Great South Bay area, let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey Matt, Captain Al here, Fire Island report. Fishing is red hot. Had 10 fish today, up to almost 40 inches. A couple of throwbacks oversized, a couple of shorts, bunch of slot fish on bait and on plugs. And fishing is, like I said, excellent. Tim Smith's brother Flip was out there with his friend Pat. They caught a striped bass. They were near me this morning. I saw them. They had a blast. They were like all over it. Oh, yeah. And it was fun to see them catch a fish. So that was excellent. Blackfishing good also. Not that many keepers now inside. I think you got to start looking offshore to maybe the Fire Island Reef is going to be the next spot where you're going to find some nice keeper blackfish. And looks like a great weekend. Saturday and Sunday look great. Friday a little bit iffy, windy, but the weekend looks awesome. Flat ocean, so it should be great. So fishing is good here. Fire Island is excellent right now. And that's it. Duck season's opening this weekend, and I'll be doing some of that too. So anyway, have a great week. Talk to you next week, Matt, and catch 'em up.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, here we are. We're running a shop trip. Here we're up on the Salmon River. Unfortunately, we got all that rain. Once again, it's blown out. It is fishable, and the people are catching fish. The Condon brothers had landed a few. Peter Dubno was into a few. There are fish being caught, but you really have to work for them. You got to find the slower waters, fish right up against the edges. That's where the steelhead are going to be. And it looks like it's going to be like this way for the entire trip. It's not going to come down anytime soon. As far as Long Island goes, once again, the Long Island Fly Riders had a great trip out at the Connecticut. Landed plenty of fish. They had a terrific time. All I'm hearing is that it was great fishing. Nymphs were this trick over there. As far as the saltwater goes, I've been hearing a lot from Jamaica Bay area. Some really nice, the guides are reporting from One More Cast charters. They're catching a lot of nice stripers there. It is, we're close to Thanksgiving. It is getting towards the end, but there are fish out here. So when you get a chance, get out when you can, and tie lines, everybody.
Now let's get an update on the Dreamboat contest with Tim C. Smith.
And here are the Dreamboat standings. The Dreamboat Challenge approaches its final stretch. Joseph Yam's latest entry with a 4.74-pound sea bass puts him into first place by adding 4 more points to his total, landing him as the current leader. There is still plenty of time to enter your catch. Check the Dreamboat standings online each week as we approach the last day to catch a fish, which is November 30th. Good luck. The Dreamboat Fishing Challenge is the Fisherman subscriber-only multi-species fishing competition with a chance to win a new Steiger Craft Center console powered by Yamaha, along with many other great prizes. Subscribe now to the Fisherman magazine to be part of the action.
From Northport, we have Mark McGowan from Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle.
Wow, it's so much calmer today than it has been earlier in the week. But the blackfishing is like dynamite. There's sea bass out there. I'm not really seeing any false albacore activity out in the deeper spots or shallow when we've been out on the boat. But off the shore, there's still plenty of schoolies around. You know, try to time the tides and that temperature because the water is still in the 50s. So the fish are here. They're hanging out. There's squid around. So there's plenty to do. This Monday, I hit Captain James and the crew out of Huntington. Philip, he gave me an awesome birthday treat, 55 years old. Can you believe it? And I'm loving life. Special thanks to those guys, man. They worked really hard. 30-mile-an-hour sustained winds and double anchoring. Captain James put us on the fish. It was great. I see plenty of people on the boat having a great time. It's so cool to meet new people. And it's great when people recognize us from the reports. I made my day. Thank you. And I just want to say, wow, new people hanging out, having a great time, and really having a reliable for-hire fishing group out there to help support the recreational fishermen on the island and the city. You know, you've got a day off, you want a boat that you know is going to be there, be professional, have great bait, and just put you on fish. So much respect for those guys out there that do it as a living. Throw a couple bucks, make sure you tip well. These mates work really hard in dangerous situations. I've got nothing but great things to say about this week coming up. Is we're coming on the moon. Stay in there, keep your nose to the grinder. It's still beautiful weather to be had, even though we've got the wind coming. But fish never care about crappy weather, do they? So get out there, have a great time. Until next week, I bid you all peace, tight lines.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, has this report from the Western Sound and South Shore.
The last 2 weeks has been pretty good. Fishing along the South Shore is kind of slow. There's some schoolies around. not too much action. I heard there's some good action in the back bays around Fire Island. I've been fishing more into the city, Western Long Island Sound, East River, Hudson, Staten Island, and there's pretty much fish all around, anywhere from schoolie size to about maybe 20-30 pounds. We've been catching fish anytime we go out, every time we go out, non-stop, action all around, which is good. Time is winding down, so you guys got to get out there. If you want to catch them up, they'll be gone right before you know it. Hope you enjoyed my pics there of a few clips. I had to edit some pictures to protect the location, but there you go. We in full swing, guys. We got to get out there. Tight lines.
Captain Mike Sentry has the latest from Staten Island.
Thanks, Tim and Matt. Hope all is well. Hey guys, Mike here. I know it's been a while. I'm going to take it back a couple weeks, more like 3 weeks. Last bluefin trip, I believe that was November 3rd. Went out there for big stripers, ended up seeing manhating and threshers, ended up hooking up to a nice 65-inch bluefin. That one was caught and released around November 3rd on a live bunker on a Penn Spin Fisher 9500 model. And that was a good fight, none the least. What else? Bass started coming in the bay early November until now. Been doing a couple charters here and there. It's been pretty busy with other stuff going around. But when I do get a chance and I put clients on charters, on bass, it's been absolutely phenomenal fish. Took 4 clients out today and it was lights out from 9:45 to about 3:30 in the afternoon. It was bass one after another. Top producers were the Ben Parkinson spoon, chrome, the diamond jig with a treble hook at the bottom, 6-ounce hoagie harness jig caught, and my favorite topwater lure is called the Wobber Popper. Google it, it's pretty cool lure. I gotta say, it's made by Larry Dahlberg. Use it a lot for yellowfin out in the canyons and the Triple Rex area, and let me tell you, it produces a lot of fish. So give that a try. Use heavy mono on it because you don't want to lose this lure. It produces good fish. And with that said, fishing's been phenomenal. Gotta go, get out there. The water's around 55 degrees. A couple more temperatures and kiss 2021 season goodbye, and 2022 right around the corner. So with that said, guys, follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, Anglers of Legend Sportfish. Back to you, Matt.
If you would like to be a part of our weekly video fishing forecast, we are looking for social media savvy anglers for hyperlocal reporting from around the New York Metro and Long Island area. So you're a captain, tackle shop, or just an avid angler, contact Tim at libayrite@gmail.com. Remember to like our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. And of course, to be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine, to be part of the Dreamboat Contest and Coastal Kayak Clash. Check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and index for specific reports. Please support our correspondents by visiting their websites and social media pages. See you right here next week at thefisherman.com.
Steigercraft boats, built by people who fish our waters. Serious anglers choose Steigercraft for their 40 years of boat building experience right here in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. Visit steigercraft.com for a dealer near you.